Okay, well, after the first Beatles concert a few weeks back, it was, it was the craziest darn thing. Here we are, we're all ready to go. We're at this beautiful venue on the lake at Highland Lake, and the amphitheater and the food and everything looked as though it couldn't have been more perfect. There was rain in the forecast, but it was clear all day, and we're like, yeah, thank God. And right about the time we're ready to start, the skies decided to open up. And it was just a muddy, yucky mess, and the poor guys, their equipment got soaked, and it was yucky, to say the least. And of course, I think it was Ellen who said, well, where's the gift? Where's the gift? Don't you hate that when you're just like, really like, where's the gift? There's got to be a gift in this, right? And I'm like, to be honest with you, I still haven't found that gift yet. Still waiting, still waiting. But then we're like, okay, we'll persevere. We'll just go ahead and do this again, and scheduled it for this past weekend, and a storm of biblical proportions comes in, and oh my God. And on the TV, I was telling Sandy when she was telling me she's flying in, I'm like, no, really, you don't want to fly into this. We're talking biblical flood 1,000 years, and I don't think you want to be here for this, and blah. And she goes, no, my spirit's telling me to come, and I'm glad that spirit, you followed that voice, because it certainly wasn't what it could have been, but it was enough to make it good sense to cancel the concert for the second time. Again, what's the gift? Still waiting, not sure. But November 20th, we'll just keep our eyes open on that one. And so as Gloria said, we should just have it in a yellow submarine, and then we'll know we're assured on safety there. But in addition, it's been a really, Friday night we had to cancel movie night. Dottie and I came in here to plug in the TV. Doesn't work. And not only does it not work, I called Sharp and talked to them a couple of times on the phone, and they said, wish I had good news for you, but the screen is crackled from the inside. And and they said, not only do we have not good news for you because the thing is broken and it can't be fixed, but also that part of it is not under warranty. I'm like, oh, okay, thank you thank you. Where's that gift? Okay, so it's okay, and it's needless to say, not been the most wonderful week that I can remember, to say the least. But being a faithful person and choosing to find the gift, and this is when the rubber meets the road with the spiritual stuff. And it's just like, okay, we've been riding a really good cosmic wave here for a while at the Namaste Center, and we're in this gorgeous space, and we've got lots of great things going on. Everything's been, been in that divine flow, which has been fun. And it seems like the past couple of weeks, it's like, oh, really? Okay, so it's, so I've had my little, I said to Ellen yesterday, when I get back, she goes, what do you want to do when you get back? Because came to here to meet with Sandy. I said, I think I want to pout some more. And so I did, and so anyway, but it's I guess that's part of the plan there too, the healing. But I did come in on Friday and had, the universe just blesses us with all kinds of wonderful little angels who come in and just at the right time, and we had to get the heater fixed. And so Jim Norse, who many of you all know, he's a teacher of Ho'oponopono, a psychologist, wrote a book on Ho'oponopono called The Aloha Mind. He just happened to come in, and by the way, he's doing a conference on metaphysics and healing. He's the keynote at, he brought some brochures which you may want to check out. This is a pretty Christian conference, but he said they're really trying to bridge that gap, and he's going to be doing for, I think, 3 days, an intensive on this work. And who's familiar with Ho'oponopono? Yay, okay, we got a good group here. And for those of you who aren't, it really is so powerful. It is, there's a book that was written about it that we picked up a few years ago, book to add to your list, and it's called Zero Limits. And it's a fantastic teaching. It was a book, what was the fellow's name? Dr. Hewlin. No, I know Dr. Hewlin, but Joe Vitale. He heard about this Dr. Hewlin and his miracles in Hawaii, and how he was able to go into a prison for the criminally insane and then heal these people. And better yet, he healed them without even having contact with them. He prayed on their files. And he was using this ancient Hawaiian ritual practice of forgiveness. And really forgiveness is the key to everything, everything. And this is really deep forgiveness work is what the Ho'oponopono is all about. And anyway, so Joe Vitale went and worked with Hewlin and became familiar with his work and presented it in pretty simple terms. And what this requires of us, and this is what we're finding, I think, in all cutting edge metaphysics and quantum science and everything else, that we are the creators. We are the masters of our universe, basically. And as much as I don't want to even admit it, the damn TV and the 2 Cancel Beatles concerts were my creation. And it's like, no, I didn't do that. It's my fault, yes. And so it's and so basically what what we're here to do, because we are of one mind, one collective mind, it's not about me fixing or changing anything out here, but rather changing how I view it. And this simple exercise, and I know Dottie's a big advocate of Ho'oponopono. If I say something to her, she's like, oh, time to Ho'oponopono. And, and what that really is, Dr. Hewlin talks about clean, clean, clean. He says that word all the time. Because what we're doing is cleaning our thoughts, our consciousness. Because everything out here is a projection of my consciousness. So, and it goes deep. It's very deep. And a lot of it, we don't even have a clue what it's about. But we don't have to. And the 4-line mantra of Ho'oponopono is, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And and I believe that this is very compatible with the teachings and the life of Jesus and how he literally healed the sick and raised the dead, because his vision was so loving, so pure, so beyond the form and the actions of anybody and the perceived sickness. He was able to just zone in and see the divinity in everything and everyone. And so through that, that's how he attained miracles. I really believe it's very compatible, maybe not the same language and 4-line mantra that he would recite, but I think it's the same context and teaching. So anytime that we're in a fit of, where's the gift? Try the Ho'oponopono. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And if it pops back up, do it again. Because what I'm doing is I'm taking responsibility for my role in everything. And I think that's where spiritual maturity comes in, that we are responsible for everything in our world, period. And when I say our world, I mean not only my individual world, but the big world. Because it's that's where the Ho'oponopono gets, the rubber meets the road. It says we are responsible not only for our own stuff, but for the entire world. I'm like, really? So that's a lot of cleaning to do. But I'd say start with our own stuff, because as we heal through forgiveness and through this mantra or other practices, we begin to see past the chaos, the bad weather, the sickness, whatever it is, and we can see that there is love and peace and divinity everywhere. And it really works. So I really encourage us all to take part in this. Also, of course, you know, my buddy Joel Osteen, and I always have, I love that guy. Do you all know who he is? He's a evangelical type guy. He's really cute. He's so dynamic. And, you know, I think I shared this with you once before, but there's a picture of his mansion, right, on Facebook. And it says, Jesus died so Joel Osteen could have a $9 million house. And so, but, you know, and then they showed a picture of, saw this, see, I spend too much time on Facebook, I admit it. Then there was a picture of Joel in his private jet, and the picture next to it was the Pope on a commercial flight. So it's, you know, and see, and but again, I'm making fun of him, but I adore this guy. I think he's so wonderful. And, you know, again, he's in he believes in limitless living, and he's out here teaching a message that, you know, through forgiveness, through faith and confidence in God, through, you know, perseverance and trust and all this, we can really attract anything in our life. But for me, I don't really have an interest in a $9 million house or a jet, but it's okay if people do. So back to his quote, he says, choosing to be positive and having a grateful attitude is going to determine how you're going to live your life. And, you know, so I just know that it's being grateful for everything, no matter how small the gift is. Being willing to relinquish judgment, let go of fear, let go of projection and attack. We went to Ellen and I, a Millionaire's Mind conference a couple of years ago in Florida with T. Harv Eker. And this is an amazing thing. Have you all ever done this? Okay, there's a few of you. Well, this guy is amazing. He rents out a huge venue, and I think it was in Miami, Florida, and huge. And there was a couple thousand people there. 3 days, Friday night, all day Saturday, all day Sunday, free. And not only is it free, but they give you stuff all weekend. And it's like, you know, but, you know, there is a sales pitch. But besides the point, it's a lot of great exercises. So even if you don't go on, which we didn't, to the next phase of it, one of the exercises that I remember is about during a break, they sprinkled gazillions of pennies all over the floor. So when you came in, they said, okay, now what you're going to do, the exercise here is, you know, go pick up a penny and look at it and love it and say, thank you, you know, just rejoice in that penny like, you know, with the greatest amount of gratitude you could ever have. And the point that they're making is that be grateful even for the pennies. And you know, grateful for everything, you know, for every meal you have, for every gesture of kindness, whatever, you know, there's a million things we can be grateful for if we just put our attention there. So the more we can focus on gratitude, gratitude begets gratitude. And as Oprah says, she says, if the only prayer you said was thank you, that would be enough. And that is a very powerful prayer. So it's about really, I think, as spiritual beings and those of us that are committed to the path is about living, you know, in harmony with each other, with ourselves, with nature, and really plugged into God. We had a gal who spoke last week, and I think at our ministers' conference, and one of the statements she made was, you know, when we're at peace and life is working, we're plugged into God. When it's not, we got to plug back in. You know, the plug's like, where's that plug? And so it's about plugging back in. And I love this quote from Marianne Williamson that says, ego says, once everything falls into place, I'll feel peace. Spirit says, once you find your peace, then everything will fall into place. And so we've been working it all backwards. We keep working it backwards. You know, well, if only this and if only this. And I got caught up in it big time this week. I mean, I was really in a, you gnarly place. And but that's okay, because as the law of attraction teaches, the teachings of Abraham, Esther Hicks, it says, she goes on to say, that which is like unto itself is drawn. Vibrations are always matched. And either we believe this or we don't. I mean, either we understand that this is a quantum vibrational universe or we don't. So we're drawing in a vibrational match, every moment. So it's like attracts like. We've heard that. So as you experience the contrast, which inspires the new desire, this new desire, whether it's a strong one or a soft one, is summoning itself proportionately. Now, this is the point that I like with this, is because I've been experiencing the contrast, and the contrast is an opportunity to choose again, to recognize, well, don't want that, don't want that. Obviously, my vibe is off, or I would not be experiencing this in my life. So use that as a tool for awakening, not something to feel gnarly about like I was. We don't have to stay there. So really the gift, I found the gift. And the gift is in the awareness that it was showing me what I don't choose to bring into my life. And that it's all in divine order, whether I am liking it or not. Whether it's 2 feet of rain at the Beatles concert or a sunny day, it's all perfect. It already is perfect. It's about those God eyes, the ho'oponopono. Everything is already perfect. So we just have to adjust our vision a little bit. And now I certainly know what I don't want. So in closing, I'd like to share this quote with you, and it's, "Greater is He that is in you than anything that comes against you." Refuse to give up. Refuse to let anything overwhelm you. Instead, I have the attitude, I'm ready for anything that comes my way. I've been anointed with the can-do power, and I am armed for strength in this situation. And so it is. Namaste.